Hey guys, it's Mia. Sorry this audio doesn't line up. The audio in the clip was really bad because the kitchen's so loud.
So fingers crossed that you can hear me.
Yeah, I was really hoping that it was gonna work and it didn't. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna show you my average day as a pastry sous chef. Oh my god. I come in at 1 p.m. every day and I get a Starbucks drink and a sandwich before. Not every day, just that day. I don't do that every day. My boss wasn't there that day, so he left me a note since I was off the day before. So I took that note and then the pastry prep list that our cook fills out every night. That's basically just like an inventory of what we have and like counts on everything, so I can make a list of what we have to get done that day. So I just took those two things and made like one collaborative list of it's basically our to-do list. I don't know why I said that so many times. Then I go to the host stand and you can see that it went from 98 to 197, so we went up 100 reservations since the last time somebody checked the night before. And then I just tried to show you the last person was coming in at 9 p.m. but I was trying to block off their name. So then I turned on the ovens. I don't know why I turned that one to 275 and not 325 like it's supposed to be, but that was fun to discover. And then I turn on the fryer because we have lemon ricotta fritters on the menu right now that need to get fried, and it also makes the kitchen warmer because it's super cold in there. So then I'm basically just making a sanitizer bucket of just sanitizer water because you never know. Sometimes the night cleaners who clean our floors and stuff at night will put stuff up there, and I don't have any way of knowing. Then I'm just washing my hands after putting the floor mats in the walk-in. I don't know why that was so fast. But now we actually start making stuff. So I take these metal rings and we put tin foil or aluminum foil like squares underneath and kind of seal them off so it makes more like a cup for panna cottas. So I did that because it takes the longest amount of time and they have to get done by 5 p.m. every day. Like completely done from start to finish, not just this part. That would be ridiculous if it took me 4 hours to do just that part. And then I realized we didn't have any pan spray, so I had to take this scary service elevator that I'm pretty sure I'm going to die in one day up to the 4th floor to grab that. And I thought I recorded me grabbing it, but I didn't, so here's just me going back downstairs holding the can of spray. And then for some reason I decided to make a cake instead of continuing what I was doing. I don't really know. So I just took off like the plastic and stuff and cut the cakes, and then I was like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. I should just finish what I was doing in the first place. So then I went back and continued making the panna cottas. But I washed my hands first. Here's a clip of that. Because now my hands have gluten on them and the panna cottas are gluten-free. So I'm using my fancy new pan spray. And then I weighed out 3 cups of brown sugar, and then I realized that that pot was way too small, so then I had to get a bigger pot. Sorry, I'm talking ahead of this because I'm trying to go fast. And then I'm just measuring out the rest of the ingredients. This is white miso because it's actually a miso butterscotch panna cotta. It's really good. So I'm just weighing out everything and measuring everything, making sure I'm good to go before I actually start making it. This is a powdered gelatin mass. You can see it was a liquid there, and then it turns into like a solid because it's gelatin. Yeah. So then I'm just pouring in half the cream after I cook the brown sugar until it's smoky. And then I had to boil it out so that chunk of hard sugar went away. And I put in the miso and I whisked that in. And then I put in the gelatin, which is now a solid, and whisked that in. And then I put the rest of the cream in. And the reason why I did that is because if I boiled all of the cream to begin with, then when I poured the panna cottas in the mold, it would create like a skin. So I only pour in half, and then I use the other half to cool the entire mixture down so there wouldn't be a skin. So yeah, so then I just poured it all into the molds. This is the most in-depth I pretty much go. So then I'm just making buttercream. Well, that's already made. I'm just re-whipping it so it's like the proper consistency. And I also warmed up some chocolate filling for my cake. And then I had to take the scary elevator back because it's 2:30 and we have a meeting every day at 2:30, but I was the first one there, so I was just waiting for everybody. And then when I got back downstairs, I finished my cake by putting buttercream in that chocolate filling and some candied coconut flakes, which took me forever to get open. And I took this really cool shot from above, and then I realized that the rest of the cake gets decorated from the sides, so I had to move the camera. But yeah, so this cake was literally just for fun. I gave it to everybody to eat for lunch. So I just have this really long recording of me making a cake for fun. here is said cake. It was actually really good. It was banana cake. And then I went to lunch, but I didn't record anything. So then I had to make meringue kisses because, funny story, the aforementioned people who clean our floors at night like to snack on them, so we ran out of them really quickly, even though I literally make hundreds at a time. They think it's fun to eat them when nobody's around because we can't see them because it's like 3 a.m. when they're there. So I had to make more, which was really frustrating, and it takes a really long time, which is why I left this entire clip in so you can see how long it takes me to pipe these stupid meringues, because this is like 10 times the speed that I'm actually going. And then, because I am a fool, I didn't check to see if the next thing I was going to do was ready to cut, so I set up this entire cutting board, and then I was like, oh, they're still in the molds. So I had to clean up that entire cutting board without doing anything and set up an unmolding station, because these mousses that we make are made in these metal molds, and it's actually really difficult to get them out. You have to like warm up with the fire and then shake it really hard until it comes out. And I thought they did that yesterday when I wasn't there, but they did not, so I had to end up doing it. And I had to do that 5 times. I only show you 2, but there was 5 total. And then, because those things had to refreeze before I could cut them, I just scooped a bunch of rum caramel chocolate truffles, and I didn't get a clip of me rolling them so that way they were like nice and spherical because they look like trash, but here they are all nice, and I'm rolling them in coconut because nobody told me what to actually roll them in, so I made an executive decision and just did what I wanted to do, and it was coconut. Okay, back to the coconut things. So now I'm cutting my coconut pieces, and you can see if you look at the corners of each piece, they start to crack, and that doesn't normally do that, and I was getting really frustrated because I was like, why are they all breaking? And I only show you 2 of these again, but I'm putting them on this like rack thing, and there's plastic wrap underneath because I'm gonna pour chocolate glaze on those bad boys. Let's go. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is on Netflix, and that's one of my favorite movies, so everybody say thank you, Netflix, for that song inspiration. And then I spilled all of the chocolate glaze that I was trying to reuse, but luckily I just happened to put it in this sheet that I didn't plan to put it in the sheet. I was just like, oh, it's in the way, I'm just gonna put it there, and I spilled it all over that thing. And then my friend Bianca came over and she was like, what are you doing? You're spilling it everywhere. And I was like, yeah, I know. And I was getting really frustrated, but it's okay because it was in that sheet, so I could just scoop it all up with a rubber spatula. And then I didn't get any clips of service except for this one, so this is actually an hour after the glazing thing, but I was just helping the cook with service and like plating and stuff, so this is just us doing that, and this is the only clip I got of that because we were really busy. Obviously we had 200 people come in. And that's me rubbing chocolate off my face. Okay, and then I traded Bianca a lemon panna cotta for this salad. And while I was eating that, I made some more fritters for service. That salad was really good. I eat that like every day. And at 10:11, I was like, okay, it's time to clean because it's kind of messy back here. So I just started putting stuff away and like labeling it and stuff. It honestly wasn't that big of a mess. Normally when my boss isn't there, I make a way bigger mess because I like forget to clean stuff up because he's not constantly watching me. So it wasn't that bad today. I was pretty proud of myself. And then we didn't have any prep sheets, so I had to go upstairs, back up the scary elevator again, and print out some more prep sheets, so that way the pastry cook, I don't know if it's okay to say his name, so I'm just not gonna, could fill them out when he left for the night. So yeah, and then that was the last clip I got. I actually made butter look like those meringues because the night cleaners keep eating them, and if they stuck their hand in it, I'd be able to tell because it was actually just butter. So at 11, I got to go home. And I went outside and I just got these clips of San Francisco at night to end off the video because I didn't really know how else to. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me talking really fast for 10 minutes straight. And yeah, bye.